as soon as we announce the next that will join the grand final. Oh. Alright, so it looks like all the players have joined the match, if I count correctly. Already started, isn't it?
I'm liking Pickle's name. It's a very creative use of the PIK repetition. I like it.
Alright, there we go. Players are joining. We have on the blue side, haven't updated the overlay yet, but yeah, on the blue side we have dudes in slow motion, and on the orange side we have Destiny, and this game is underway right now. Another best of 3, round of 16. Semi-finals and the grand finals will be best of 5s. That's going to be a bit tougher, or, you know, easier with more of a safety net to get through there. Obviously, you're going to need a lot more stamina. There we go. Overlays have been fixed. And here we go. Pickle straight away, putting a shot onto the crossbar. Follow-up shot coming in from Marker. Puts it a little too high. Trying to block that ball. Off the pair from coming out of slow motion. But, whoa, they're really struggling on the defense. Just as I say that, Eisenhans with a very, very strong defense.
What I'm noticing right here is the difference between these two teams is going to be shot accuracy. There's been some opportunities to score for the orange team already. And thankfully, for slow-mo, dudes in slow-mo, they have been able to defend them out just about. But a dangerous shot will certainly be the difference. As this could be it. It's going to be a bounce shot.
Oh!
Pickle's just finding it out there. Coming in, a little bit of a long hover. No one attacking it from the dudes in the slow-mo side. And he drops it low, which kind of confuses a lot of players because they just think, oh, it's coming at me low. And then it just bounces up, slotting in just below the crossbar. So that does put the orange team one step ahead at this stage. Destiny looking very strong, not giving up any pressure.
Certainly are. They are putting a lot of aggression on dudes in slow motion here, and so far able to handle it. Although with a few sloppy situations, right before that goal, we already saw them kind of struggle in the corner. Destiny is not looking like they're going to let up on the aggression anytime soon. This one's going to go into the corner. No passing receiver there. Martha already making his way back home as the rest of his team continues to put up the aggression up front. Pickles with an attempt. Can just throw out an attempt every now and then. Why the hell not? I think you can hear that very easily. And we're just seeing dudes in slow motion. They are very timid right now. They are placing themselves in a highly defensive position. And it's understandable because every time they do get out of their own half, Destiny immediately tries to turn it into a counter.
Yeah, if these guys keep returning to the net, they're just going to have to save shot after shot, and eventually there'll be one coming in from Destiny that is just unsavable because they are hitting the ball cleanly with just a little bit of absence of accuracy right here. And if you hit enough shots inaccurately, one of them will eventually be where you want it.
Getting out there from slow motion, that's definitely not something you want to see. Already under a lot of pressure. Finally, they do get a wide map clear, but Pickles immediately going to put that back. Reception from Pingu. Finds that clear. Eisenhan's going to put it forward for the first time here in this game. 4 dudes in slow motion. Plato and Young, what else? Pickles in the corner, try to pass it into the center. Missed clear coming in. Ivanov Spigot has to be there as a safety net. Oh, and there's missed shot coming in from Jung, what else? Not sure if he went for the demo there or for the shot. Probably should have gone for the shot.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, all you gotta do is keep that pressure on because I haven't seen any attempt from dudes in slow-mo to really form an attack. They just seem to touch it upfield and go back, and then one finally makes onto the net with a missed opportunity on the goal line. You see Pickles has had 6 shots now, and finally one of them also going, and that's his second goal.
8 up 2-0, ending their lead. Finally, some kind of aggression come out of Dude's slow motion the past minute or so, but quite enough yet because Destiny just gets those clears. The clears that Dude in slow motion generally don't tend to get. Aggression, slow motion. Trying to keep up what they have started. Back in ball control, get it clear on the side of the field. Over at Eisenhans, gets a wall hit, puts it straight in the center though, where Pickles was already waiting. That was a opponent team pass.
Yeah, we can see that Pickles is the striker for this team, just getting his hat trick there. And it was his teammate who almost made the shot, but just a little bit higher than him on the aerial attempt. They managed to get the ricochet down. And as you said, it was a self-pass. It was dudes in slow-mo giving away that opportunity. And at this stage, I think it's going to be very tough for dudes in slow-mo to really form any kind of dangerous attackers. I feel like Destiny's mechanics are just one step ahead right here.
Like a minute, 50 seconds still remaining. Catch up on. Struggled with one. Realm, not in the realm of impossibility, but pressure Destiny continues on. It's going to be difficult to break through. They are once more in the orange half of the field. Not going to put it into the center, but sets it up for a perfect clear, though. Maybe not the touch that he wanted there, and that is an empty net from Pickles. He gets a trick kind of thing.
A quadra trick. We'll go with it. There we go. He's got his 4th goal of this game, and he hit that pretty cleanly. 109 kilometers an hour. Anything above 100 is considered a powerful shot. And so he's just warming up into this game. And obviously these guys, they probably don't compete that often on competitive streams in this kind of environment. So they're probably a little bit nervous to start with, which might be to account for this weaker performance from dudes in slow-mo. I'm sure if they were in the comfort of a ranked match, they'll be playing at a higher standard. But it's very tough for them right now, as there's a lot of pressure on this game.
Definitely. Everyone who has played in a tournament once doesn't do it regularly, but just wants to try it out with their friends, just knows. At the start, you're like, okay, yeah, we're going to have some fun, but then when it actually gets serious, you get the nerves, you get the jitters, and that's probably going to prevent you from playing at your best. So with 20 seconds still left to play in this game, Destiny will win this first game quite handily, but dudes in slow motion, they have another opportunity to gather themselves and perhaps switch up their game. Jong What Else almost made the 5-0 there, but ultimately hit the goalposts, and this is probably going to be the end of the game.
Yeah, what I'd hope to see from dudes in slow-mo next game is just a little bit more aggression, because the mistake is often had that you're against a strong team. If we retreat and block out all these shots, eventually we'll get a breakaway, but the only way you can get it to break away is by attacking that ball, causing those challenges a little bit further upfield and trying to pick up the loose ball after those challenges, where when you retreat, it just gives the space to the opposition. In this case, Destiny were given a lot of space, and it was Pickles who came in and abused that space by getting shots on net. As you can see, 10 shots to his name, 4 of which going in. And I'm wondering here, because you see those assists from Mark. Obviously, not all those assists were down to particular passes. There was that one where it was a mid-air shot that got intercepted by Pickles. But what I noticed is that Jong-hee, what else, didn't seem to take part in many of the shots or goals or anything going on for this team. So perhaps he's the defensive player. And if that's the case, when he's attacking that ball, perhaps he's the one to try and attack and defend against, because he might not be as confident as his two teammates.
Certainly going to see Pickles coming out huge here for his team, and he's going to start
shot.
things off. Marker, let's go for Destiny.
Yeah, he just cleanly strikes us on the bounce, that half volley shot into the top right corner. Can't get much better than that. I'm not surprised dudes in slow-mo were unable to get anywhere near that, because it was point perfect.
Certainly was, and that sets the bar here for game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Not a good start for dudes in slow motion. Really not over 2. Even not Spigot missed that wall hit. Ivan Hans can keep up the pressure, but this is going to be a clear from Destiny, and this is going to be a good one. Jong-hee, what else? Sits into the center of the field. It's clear coming in from dudes in slow motion with Der Pingu. He can finally get that ball out of the danger zone for the time being, but it gets straight back. Crossbar hit coming from Marker. Pickles. He misses it. That tiny little touch from Jong-hee does end up turning into a goal.
Yeah, if Jong-hee wasn't there for that, that could have been a counter-attack opportunity, because they did all go for it so intently there. And it was, in fact, an own goal off the crossbar. Jong-hee dropping it down. That's an unfortunate scenario right there for dudes in slow-mos, because they've been doing so well to defend up to this point. And all it takes is one slip up and the ball goes in. They really need to keep that pressure on, as you can see right there. If they don't attack that ball, it's just going to go towards their own net.
Absolutely. Eisenhans trying to keep ball control in the center, puts it straight onto Jong-hee, and he is going to put it up front. Here coming in, but Pickles, he is looking for blood. Eyes to clear. That's just the story of the game right now. Dudes in slow motion trying to get clears, but ultimately getting denied every single time. Here's another one from Eisenhans. And a missed shot. There, Bingo going to be forced to come out of the net here. Pickles with a chance to put it up front. Block from Eisenhunt prevents that from happening. First time in this match where we're seeing the ball on the orange half of the field, but with Destiny, pretty solid possession. They're going to get it out of there as soon as they possibly can. Marco once more putting it into the center of the field. Dangerous touch right there by Eisenhunt, but it did go well after all. And this is just dudes in slow motion trying to handle the aggression that Destiny keeps throwing onto them.
Yeah, you're seeing a few misses coming in from dudes in slow-mo, which is interesting because Destiny have been backing off for the most part. They've been waiting for the mistake from dudes in slow-mo where they just give back possession. And actually some of these misses are really working out in favor of dudes in slow-mo because it's keeping it in their possession. And so sometimes you've got to reconsider actually and go, if I don't hit this, it's going to be closer to one of my teammates than if I touch it lightly towards my opposition's half, because then I'm just going to give away the ball.
That is what slow motion doing here. Instead of getting wide open or even solid clears, even if they're not wide, passes to teammates who can try to make something happen in midfield. Right now they're in the orange half of the field, struggling to keep ball control though. Eisenhunt gets taken away from him by Pickles. Good bump coming up from him, that's bigger. Mark, he's in a good position to put that wide up front next to the side wall. Nicely getting in between that, but here comes Jonghi. He saw an opening, he used it, and he scored it.
Yeah, well done to Jonghi right here. He just sees the double commit there, and Eisenhunt just underneath that ball. He knows if he gets it past that one, then it's going towards the net, as everyone had committed very recently. And I'd just like to bring attention to the fact it's a full Dominus team right here for Destiny. And one thing we noticed with the Dominus is you get a lot more powerful hits if you time the ball well, because the car's slightly longer, which gives it that little bit more power. And they certainly have been hitting the ball well. Like when they're clearing, when they're shooting, it's been coming off the front of that car nice and powerfully. So I don't know if they've taken that into mind when picking the Dominus.
Double tap opportunity there. Jonghi striking both goalies out of the way, but no follow-up shot from Destiny to try and capitalize on that. The dudes in slow motion turtled inside their own goal. You see a liberation strike coming in from Eisenhunt. He gets bumped away by Jonghi, and Mark gets another opportunity to get aggressive here. Bates Ivanit out of the goal. Pickles misses that touch. Would have been a very important one, and it looks like Ingu has left the match here, so we are looking at a situation for the time being. Not sure what that means.
Yeah, he was static for a little while, so it did look like a
there we
disconnect.
go.
He has joined back in, and that will be a goal against, but Destiny did save the previous shot earlier on. Pickles got in the way, so I'm sure they would have had one either way with the relentless pressure they've just been putting on. But it's unfortunate right here for dudes in slow-mo, because they have met their match. They found a team that is just very good at hitting the ball towards the goal, and they're struggling to keep up with all this pressure. And that is ultimately how Rocket League works out. If a team keeps shooting enough, then it can be tough for you to get out of your half.
Hans just got the ball served straight on top of him in a good position to get that shot, but ultimately did not expect that to happen and didn't get it. Crossbar hit coming in from Mark. Such a close call. Destiny, they keep their aggression up. And here's Pickles. Haven't seen him too often yet in this game, but here he comes.
Yeah, this is nice from Destiny. Just waiting for that mistake, and you can see hitting the ball harder. As we mentioned before, the Dominus gets very powerful hits. 119 kilometers an hour that shot was. And this is getting me excited right now, because I want to see how Destiny can fare against some of the stronger teams in this competition, because they are making good shots and they are passing to each other well and clearing the ball well. I just want to know if they've got that creativity when they come across a stronger team to be able to open gaps in a faster-paced defense.
To that as well, is going to end in a victory for Destiny, more than likely, unless dudes in slow motion manage to score 5 in 30 seconds. I don't really see that happening. Everything that happens now is just for show. Icing on the cake. Very, very close one right there with Spigot. Able to save that just in time. 20 seconds still remaining. Maybe dudes in slow motion at least get one honor goal. Come on, guys. You can do it. They're on the right half of the field right now. Spigot put it in front.
Oh, this is it. This is the opportunity.
So, would have got the angle. He would have had the angle. Put the shot right spot. So there we go. 0 seconds on the clock. This is going to be Destiny sweeping dudes in slow motion 2-0. Well played.
Yeah, definitely. Pickles the MVP of that first game, scoring most of the team's goals. But then we recognised in that match that Destiny are a rounded team. Every one of them able to shoot on net, every one of them able to score. And that is why I said I'm so excited to see them later on. As I mentioned at the beginning of the game, fairly unknown. I'm not familiar with a lot of these players. And this is their opportunity to show what they've got when they come up against the stronger teams later on. As we mentioned, Tower Unite with Stocky, Killer number 7 and Frag. I think they're on the same side of the bracket as them, so they'll be the big titan they'll be looking to take down. And then on the other side, Smile will be looking to be the main competition.